Hi everyone, welcome to Lara's kitchen. Here we are again. Today I am going to make kibbee balls, the stuffed kibbee balls, and I'm going to show you how to make them step by step. Here we go. Let me start. This is the mince to start with. This is the kibbee mince, specially fine mince from the Lebanese butchers. One day I'm going to take you on a cruise with me, and then you can have a look and see where I get my beautiful mincemeat from. Okay, now this is the base of the kibbee, stuffed kibbee balls. Okay, now my second step will be, I'm going to mince a little, not mince, here we go, mix a little bit of onion and mint. This is the onion and mint, which is I am going to add to the mince over here for the kibbee. Now let's get started. I've used my little mini mixer because I don't have time for the big one. Here we go. I think it helps if I turn it on. A little bit of noise, but it'll be over in just a little minute. This is going to turn out beautiful, and that would give the kibbee a beautiful taste. You got the mint, you got the onion, and a little bit of salt in there. Let me just check on that and see how it's going. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. These mixers, they come so handy. Mince everything so quickly and get everything done. I wanted to do it step by step so you can see what I'm doing and how the kibbee balls are made. This has to be very, very fine so you don't see it through the mincemeat. And then afterwards I'm going to add the cracked wheat to that. I'm going to add the cracked wheat and the peppers. And also I am going to show you my beautiful spices, which I have whizzed up yesterday. Okay, we're getting there. This won't take long at all. If you can get your hands on a cute little mixer like this, they're amazing. They're amazing. Saving me using the big one. A lot of washing up. I just don't have the time for. This is so beautiful. You just have to keep checking it. We have to get it very, very fine. I just don't want to see any of that into the kibbee once I add the cracked wheat to it. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stove on. I'm going to have to get the stuffing ready as well at the same time. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, now I've moved things around here all over the place. Bear with me. I'm going to wait for the oil to sizzle, and then I am going to add the onion. I'm going to put the onion first, and then I'm going to add the mincemeat, which is the stuffing for the kibbee balls. Okay, I'll put these to start with. I'll let the oil heat up just a little bit more. I'll continue with that. We're going to whiz through this together in no time at all. This is turning out beautiful. The onion, the salt, you gotta have salt in there, and the mint. That'll give the kibbee a beautiful flavour. Nice taste. I think this is it. We're done. There we go. Put this aside a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my little bowl on the sponge so it doesn't move around when I'm mixing. Now here we go, we just put the onion, the mint, and the salt. We mixed them nicely together. Okay, how beautiful is that? That looks really nice. Okay, now over here we've got the cracked wheat. I've got 2.5 cups of soaked cracked wheat. I squeezed them and then I dried them onto a plate like this. Just dry them up. Let me turn around here. Okay, just add the onion so we can get the ball rolling with the mixing. Okay, Just let the onion saute a little bit. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is just going to mix the kibbee. I've got that beautiful onion again and the mint. The onion, the mint and the salt together. Now try not to put too much water into this, so it looks really nice. See the color of that meat still coming out, so beautiful. Now this is the moment where I add a bit more salt. I'm going to hold this here like this. You got to have salt in the kibbee so they can combine together. I know it looks a little bit of too much salt, but it isn't. Altogether, you'd have about 2 tablespoons, okay? Now, what I've got here, this is what I was telling you about. Do not forget the onion, okay? Just a little bit more. I grinded these beautiful peppers yesterday. There's cumin seeds, there's rose buds in there. There's black peppercorn in there. Okay, there's 7 different spices. So I grinded them, but just to be safe, better than sorry, it's best to get them into a sieve like this, so you don't have any rough ones, or you don't crack any on your teeth. You might hurt your teeth with those black peppers. They're pretty strong. Okay, now I'm doing over here, turning around and placing the mincemeat on top of the onion. Okay, what I'm going to do here, the 7 spices, 7, 8 spices in there mix. I'm going to put that also through my mince. This is for the stuffing, and that would give it so much flavour. Beautiful flavour. Okay, and now I've got the 7 spices also. 7 spices, teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, and then a bit of salt. Okay, here we go. Turn the stove up just a little bit. Make sure you mix them all up together like this. This is going to be the nicest kibbee. I can't wait. I've got 2 beautiful visitors here today, and they can't wait to taste the kibbee, the stuffed kibbee balls. Now I'm going to be multitasking a little bit later after I finish this. I am going to do eggplants also today, deep fried eggplant, and we've got this beautiful tahini sauce as well. Okay. You just have to crush up all the meat to be able to get it into the little kibbee ball that I'm going to make. So make sure you go through all that mince. It's best to use one of these little spoons. Or spatula, whatever you call it. I'm waiting over this corner here. This is a little bit of oil, olive oil, and a little bit of butter, unsalted butter, okay? Now what I'm going to put in there is I'm going to brown the mincemeat, I'm going to brown the pine nuts, okay? I won't use them all, that's how much I'll use. About 1/4 of a kilo, you could say. The mince is looking beautiful over here. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to let the all the juice from the meat dry off. It all has to dry off. Once the juice of the meat dries off, the meat becomes a little bit dry, and then what makes it a little bit more moist is the pine nuts. The pine nuts, the oil and the butter, the unsalted butter, which is gonna make it taste really beautiful. Now this is going for a little bit here. Let me just, I'll rinse my little fingers here. And then I'm gonna continue. What I'm gonna add, 2 handfuls of water. 2 handfuls of water to the kibbee, and then I'm going to combine that kibbee together. Okay, now we know we've already added the onion, the mint, the salt, the pepper, the beautiful pepper. Okay, now we're not going to make this very, very soggy. This has to stay a little bit firm, but we have to combine all the ingredients together. Okay, now that's looking very, very beautiful. In the meantime, I've got the mincemeat happening. All that juice is going to dry in a minute, and I'm going to add, this is it. This is all you do. Let's check on this and see how we're going here. It's looking beautiful. And it's drying up nicely. And that's what I want. Now over here, in this little corner, this is the deep fryer. We're warming up the deep fryer to get ready for the kibbee. Once I stuff the kibbee balls, I am going to quickly throw them into the deep fryer. I'm going to cook them. And if you don't want to cook them straight away, what you can do, the best thing about these kibbee balls is you can freeze them, and then you can use them on another occasion when you have people coming over and things like that. If you want a quick snack with a little bit of yogurt dip, that'll be fabulous. But today I am going to cook maybe 7, 8 of them, just to show you how I stuff the balls, the kibbee balls, and then show you how what to do with them. Okay, now the mince is looking beautiful over here. The mince is looking gorgeous. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add just a little bit more of my favorite pepper. I love this pepper. It's got the rose buds. One day I'm going to take you shopping and show you where I get all my Lebanese ingredients. This is so beautiful. You can smell it from outside. Okay. Yum. Sizzling away. That's a good sign. That's the meat is drying up. The wok is the best one to use for this mince. Now over here, what I've got, the pine nuts. The pine nuts are basically done. We don't want to brown them or blacken them too much, okay? Now, while this fry pan is still warm, I can just leave them to brown by themselves. Turn the stove off, okay? They're nice and becoming golden brown, and they're very, very ready to be poured over the mince. Now, how beautiful is that? We don't want to burn them, because if they burn, they look really dark and black, and they won't be nice. They won't look nice. So this is very, very nice. Take them off the stove. The heat from the fry pan should make them nice and golden brown. And with all this juice here, with all the oil and the butter in there, all you got to do is pour it over the mince. Pour it over the mince. See, it's sizzling away. It's very, very dry. Right, it looks beautiful. That's how you should have it, okay? And now, the moment I have been waiting for, or the snoover. Pour the pine nuts on top of the meat. There you go. How beautiful is that? That didn't take long at all. Okay, now there you go. You turn off the stove, let it sit a little bit, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my gloves and I'm going to continue with this. This is beautiful. This is the mince meat. This is the kibbee stuffing, all right? So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to give this one a quick rinse. Now, I am ready to do the kibbee balls. All you have to do, you can make it whatever size you like. You can go like this, dip your finger in. This is so nice, cute little size for parties. So you have to keep holding them like this between the palm of your hand and make the little ball like that. This is so easy. I learned this when I was like 12 years old. My mother used to say, come here, sit down in the kitchen with me and learn. And I grew up making these little kibbee balls. She showed me how to do so many things. That's all you gotta do. Close it up. Now aren't they cute? Cute little baby bite-sized kibbee, huh? Moving right along. I'll make another little one and then I'll do some big ones. It depends who's coming over, depends how many you're making. I could easily make about like 50 or 60 out of there. Cute little sizes. With the big ones, the big size, you can make around maybe 25. That's only 1 kilo of mince now. What makes it look too much, it looks like 2 kilos there, is the cracked wheat in it, mixed in it. That's it. How nice is that? Put that hot stuffing in there. I mean, you can even wait for that stuffing to cool down. And then you can freeze it in freezer bags and use it another time. You don't have to use it straight away. But I'm using it today because I've got people over. Okay, now the oil is heating up beautifully. And what I'm about to do is I'm going to drop the kibbee balls in. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look and see if it's hot enough. Yeah, we could do with a little bit more heat. Actually, no, that's quite all right. See how beautiful they are? It doesn't take long at all. I guess for people who are trying to make them for the first time, they might take them just a little bit longer, but with me, because I've been doing them for so many years, with me they don't take too long, but hopefully one day you'll learn how to do this and be as quick as me. There you go. Number 2, and number 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Now I'm going to put them on this plate here now for the moment, and then I'm going to move them onto the table. Okay. Now, isn't that beautiful? Look at this magnificent colour. It's a beautiful kibbee balls, stuffed with the pine nuts that you see there. Pine nuts and onion and spices, 7 spices. The spices even have the rosebuds. There are rosebuds inside those spices. It would be beautiful. I just can't wait to dig in. I can't wait to taste. Now, I've got 1 or 2 more here. What I'm going to do is here, just put them on. And here we go, we're ready to go to the table. Okay, now our next step is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do this beautiful tahini sauce with lemon in a little while. But first I am going to deep fry some cauliflower and eggplant. And they are very, very popular in Lebanese restaurants. Okay, all I've done is cut the cauliflower as such, just into little trees. I'm going to brown them up. When they're golden brown, you take them out. Okay, that's another quick dish for when people coming over, something quick. The lemon and the tahini sauce is beautiful with that. We normally do this on Good Fridays when we don't eat meat. Maybe Lent, yeah, on the Fridays, on the Good Friday or any other Friday, some people, it does suck up a little bit of oil, but that doesn't matter, as long as you get them nice golden brown. So on the Good Fridays or any other Fridays and Wednesdays where you don't eat meat, this is what we do. And then the beans come into it, the salad and all that. But today I am going to do the cauliflower deep fried and the eggplant deep fried in a little while. Okay, try not to get them to burn. They should be nice and brown when they're finished. I love doing this. It takes me back years and years. Have people coming over and prepare the table, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and that is really nice. Yeah. Now this is looking quite good. See, the deep fry don't take long, as long as you look after it and keep turning them over. You need a long tongue so you don't burn your fingers, okay? As long as we get them nicely browned. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them on this platter here. Paper towel, as somebody says, paper towel. And the paper towel is used to just drain the oil, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it to drain the oil, and then I'm going to move the eggplant onto a beautiful white platter on the table. So in the meantime, we'll cook them nicely. Once you brown them again, just place them on the platter, on the paper towel, to just suck up the oil. And then what you do, you just get the nice piece of Lebanese bread, you just put a little piece of cauliflower on the bread, a little bit of salad, a little bit of pickles, and that's it. Enjoy. The kibbee, by the way, actually it can be frozen. Once you make it nice and fresh into little balls, place them on a platter, all separate from each other, freeze them, and then the next day take them out and then put them into freezer bags. Once you put them into freezer bags, you can have them in the freezer for 3 months. That is if they last that long. In my household, they don't last long. But you can freeze them up to 3 months. And then again, when you cook them, when you get them out of the freezer, you gotta have hot oil straight away and just drop them in. Don't defrost them, just drop them into the hot oil and give them about maybe 5 minutes. They should be right. Yeah. And that's something you can do in your spare time, and just put them away in the freezer till you have visitors. And that way you're not rushing off your feet to make them nice and fresh, because they do stay nice and fresh in the freezer anyway. I make them, I prepare them all the time, so they don't take long, as you've seen me do earlier on. Now we're doing very well here with the cauliflower. Deep fried. As you can see, they're starting to change colour. The brown is coming through. The colour is coming through. And I think it's the best thing to do, deep fry them in the wok, so that way you don't get oil splashing everywhere. If you use a flatter pan, I think you'll get oil everywhere, and that is why I use the wok. The wok just keeps the oil right in there, yeah. And make sure it's on medium, because if it's very, very high, the stove, you burn them. You burn them too quick, and they get burnt too quick. But if you cook them on medium, you get them to that golden texture, golden brown colour, and they look really beautiful on the table when you present them on your table to your guests, so they can sit there, eat and enjoy. I don't like anything burnt. I like to keep this nice with a little bit of crunch to it. Because when it has a little bit of crunch, it's nice. You can taste it. You don't want to dry up your food too much because the taste, the flavour will just go. You must keep a little bit of moisture in there. We're not going to be long now, so it's get in there. So I'd like them just a little bit more browner. Brown but not burnt. This is why you have to just stand over this and keep at it. You can't go and answer your phone and do things when you've got that on the stove. You just have to keep your eye on it so it doesn't burn. And there's nothing worse than having burnt food on the table. Okay, you know what I might do? I think I might start getting them out. Look at those gorgeous little trees. That's what my grandson Zach would call them. Little trees. There you go. How beautiful is that? You just cut them into little trees. Deep fry them. Serve them with the beautiful Lebanese bread. That's it. And as you take some out, just put them in, put some more in, so the process can keep going. That way you don't take long and you don't stay long in the kitchen. You just want to get in and out, don't you? I mean, I love the kitchen. I love to cook in the kitchen, but the thing is, I've got too many other things to do. I don't want to stay here too long. I just want to get in there, do what I have to do and get out. Yeah, this is looking lovely. They're cute little trees. There you go. I nearly dropped one. Whoa. How nice is that? You don't want them more browner than this. Any browner than that, they'd lose their looks. See? They've got that brown look about them. Beautiful. There you go. Splattering everywhere. Luckily, I'm far away. And luckily the wok is there. What you do when that happens, all you got to do is add a bit more oil. That's it. You cool it down. You have to keep turning them so they don't burn. I said that once or twice, but this is how it is. With that, you just have to keep an eye on them. And when the oil starts to splat everywhere, all you have to do is just add a little bit more oil in there, and then it just calms down. And then in the same oil, you can use the same oil, we can start deep frying the eggplant. Okay, that is so nice. That's it. Make sure the stove is on medium, that way it's not burning, you don't have oil, dark oil everywhere. Okay, so on medium you've got the control. The oil doesn't control, the stove doesn't control you, you control it. Okay, here we go. Now, that didn't take long, did it? I'm not going to do any more. I'll lower this down. I'll add a little bit more oil. And then now this is the eggplant. What I'm going to do is just salt it just a little bit. I've got it in a little bit of water, but that's all. There you go. Whoa. You can use the same oil as you're using with the cauliflower, it does not matter. Just continue frying. We don't want to turn them too much, well, maybe once or twice over. We don't want them too dark, just golden brown. Looks really nice. Just check them over, lift them up a little bit to have a look and see how they're going. We just need a little bit more and we're done. Just a little bit more. We'll get up to that colour that I want. Did I tell you that when my dad was young, he used to cook for the monks in the monastery in Lebanon, and he used to ride a red stallion from one town to another, so he can cook for the monks. And sometimes now, like when he cooks in the kitchen, he says, "Come here, sit down, and learn what I used to do for the monks. I'm going to do for you guys today, for me and my family." So, you know, he does go back a few years in his thoughts, but fantastic father, what can I say, and mum. I learnt all this from my mum and dad. They're forever in the kitchen, mum and dad, forever in the kitchen. We have a special day, a family day, every Monday. All of us, my sisters and my brother and their families and everybody, just come around to Dad's place for dinner. And if you don't show up, you'll never hear the end of it. Yum, this is beautiful here. A few more pieces. You've got small bits, you've got big bits. That's a gorgeous piece, that big one. It's about to come out now, and it looks so yummy. It looks so beautiful, so juicy and fat. I'll turn that off now. Yum, look at this colour. Isn't it gorgeous? Now this is the colour that you want. You don't want it any darker than that. And this one here, look at that. They look good enough to eat. There you go. This is my eggplant and my cauliflower, deep fried. Now what we're doing next is we're going to move on to do the sauce, the tahini sauce. Now over here I've already got the tahini, and this is the jar of tahini, and you get it from all the Lebanese supermarkets. That's the tahini. What we're going to do here now is just add a little bit of salt, half spoon of salt. I've already squeezed a little bit of lemon, so we'll go here, lemon, and then we mix. And then we mix it, and what we do here, because the lemon makes it go very, very thick, you have to water it down. Get the water ready for you, so you can water it down because it gets really thick. That's it, you just keep mixing to get it nice and soft. Because the thicker it goes, the more water you need. See, on some occasions you add garlic to this sauce, but I'm not going to add garlic today. I'm just going to do it as is. Just keep mixing and add in water, and then it just gets softer as you go. And then what I'll do now, I'll just add a little bit more of the lemon, which I have already prepared and squeezed. You see how creamy it becomes? See? The more you mix, the whiter it becomes. And I'm going to taste it in just one little minute. I just feel like digging in. Okay, look how beautiful it is. That's how it has to look. You can water it down a little bit more, you can add more water, you can add more lemon, so it doesn't matter either. And taste as you go. If you need more salt, if you think it needs more salt, just give it a bit more salt. So look at this, how beautiful is that? Now that didn't take long, did it? This is the beautiful kibbee, stuffed kibbee balls that I have made. And the beautiful yogurt, this is all homemade yogurt sprinkled with the dried mint and a little bit of pickles there. And here I have the deep fried eggplant with the beautiful tahini sauce, tahini and lemon sauce. And over on this corner here we have the cauliflower, the deep fried cauliflower with the lemon wedges, with the twist of the lemon wedge. And over here my combination salad, which is beautiful. A drizzle of olive oil, rice wine vinegar and a little bit of salt. You got the capsicum, cucumber, lettuce, everything, multi-mix in there. Bon appetit, enjoy, صحتين, أهلا وسهلا فيكم. Thank you.